My name is Carl Christian. I work second shift here at Shawnee Counseling Center, RSS. I take guys to meetings, I pass meds, I do drug screens. I get to help one-on-one with the clients, and it's a great job. Childhood was pretty good, man. My mom and dad did the best they could with what they had. I started drinking and using marijuana around the age of 16, 17. Fast forward to 19, the opioid crisis was going on and I started using pain pills. Fast forward a couple years, started using methamphetamines. When the opioids dried up, I started using heroin. Caught my first prison number for selling drugs, my second prison number for manufacturing methamphetamines. Drinking on the weekends, smoking pot was normal, and using meth was normal. The crowd of people I was hanging out with, I started hanging out with different crowds of people, and the drugs have become harder. It's true, who you surround yourself with will determine your future. No, like I said, I had a pretty good childhood. Childhood was great, actually. Had a loving and caring mother, loving and caring father, super loving and caring grandma. People I chose to hang out with. 23, I started using pills really hard. Uh, I started to not be recognizable in the mirror, man. Life just got real tough. But I didn't know, at that age, I didn't know there was no help out there. I didn't know what rehab was. Everybody around me at that point, I surrounded myself by, was on drugs. Like, there wasn't no help back then. My brother was normal until he was 7 and he was bit by a mosquito. So it's kind of like I lost my only best friend at a young age. And I didn't know how to process that. Um, and you know, that one led into the other with addiction, like not knowing how to process something. Addiction made me feel good. It made me feel loved and cared because in addiction, you always have people around you. I didn't know what the fellowship was until I come to rehab. The mosquito gave him encephalitis, and he's been handicapped ever since then. He takes 24/7 care. And one thing recovery has gave me, um, it's gave me a chance to be able to take care of him. My mom and dad. I live right next door, so whenever they need help, I'm able to go over. And you know, it's crazy. Like I go from a full-blown addict in 2 years, 6 months, 3 days. My mom and dad trust me in the house alone with him. They trust me with a credit card. They let me take him places. Um, they're my biggest fan right now, my mom and dad.
What's your brother's name?
Jonathan. Yeah. IV using heroin was my lowest point. I was getting pain meds from here in Portsmouth, from the pill mills. They stopped the pill mills, and back then they didn't have no Suboxone clinics, no methadone clinics, so the only route to go was heroin. And I can remember it like yesterday, my first shot of heroin. I run into a girl had a crush on in high school, and she'd been actively using for years. We go back to my house, and she said I was using pain pills. I said, let me have some of that. These don't seem to work no more. She said, you can't just do this once, Carl. You'll lose everything you own. And she was right. 6 months to the date, we're sitting in the same room we used the first time, and I had nothing. My bike got impounded. I didn't run my wife or my girlfriend off, my kids. The electric was off, the water was off, and my dad was threatening to make me leave. a pretty low point when your family don't even want you around. Every one of them, every one of them. Recovery today, though, it has gave me. I got my kid back from CPS. I got a 3-year-old little boy. I got him back from CPS, completed successful, while I was in this program. I got my driver's license back, and that was a feat in itself, man. I had 36 driving under suspensions. I drove for most of my adult life, from the time I was 20 to the time I was 40. I had no driver's license. Recovery has gave me a life. I have a 1-year-old boy. He turns 1-year-old Thursday. Um, he would he will never know his father to be on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Everything that he's needed since he's been born, I bought with an honest paycheck. Um, yeah, recovery is wonderful when you do things like that. Probation. It might sound corny as all get out, but my probation officer sent me to treatment. I did inpatient at another facility, and I come here for 2.1. I tripped a little bit in 2.1. I used some kratom from the gas station. I had to come back to Shawnee inpatient for 31 days. The best 31 days I can probably say, other than my kids, that I've had in years. I've gained 3 lifelong best friends from that stay. I come to know many staff members, which has been a turning point to my recovery. Um, I gained the tools to better my life. I gained the tools to get my license back. I gained the tools to get my kid back from CPS. Got my high school diploma. Currently working on my CDCAs. Waking up happy every day and knowing I did the absolute best that I could yesterday. Shawnee gave me a chance. In 2.1, I started working for their construction crew, Shawnee Development. Um, it's not a lot of hours, but I didn't need a lot of hours. A lot of money early in recovery's bad. Um, started out 2 days a week, and then after a month I went to 3, and after a couple more months I went to 2. Finally, after 6 months, I went on payroll. They molded me to be employable. The relationships I gained when I was working for Shawnee Construction, I use every day. I used them yesterday. The tools they give me, um, I use every day, and I'll use for the rest of my life. 2 years, 6 months, 3 days. I do what's smart recovery. I surround myself by like-minded people. I don't mess around with knuckleheads. I stay away from negative people. I stay away from negative conversations. Even if good people was having negative conversations, I just stay away from them, man. The care, the resources. I've been out of the program, I want to say, for a year and 3 months. I still use them resources. It's lifelong care. If I'm having a bad day, I can seek the fellowship that I gained when I was in this program, or I can reach out to one of my old counselors. Mental health. Shawnee's mental health is life changing. Um, it's a funny thing is I'm at the hospital. My, my fiance's getting ready to give labor to my 1-year-old, and my mental health counselor comes in, and she's there with her son, um, about to have a grandbaby. So we had a 15-minute conversation in the hospital waiting room that probably molded the last 6 months or 9 months of my life. The compassionate care that Shawnee gives is none like any other I've ever felt in my life. If I knew there was a family and fellowship like this in early recovery, I would have come years ago. Sobriety's special when you have the right people around you. And like I said, the aftercare, man, after you're completed the program, if I need help, the resources are there. Anybody can do stuff for you. but it takes a special kind of person to give you the tools so you can do it for yourself. Because ultimately, at the end of the night, you know, I'm at home by myself. You know, without them tools, you're gonna fail. What's the worst that could happen? Give it 24 hours. The streets will always be there.